had a joke to open this video where I'm talking about vomit drafts and then I just spontaneously spew onto my desk, but that might scare people off and it could also be really messy. Just kidding. It's all part of the bit. Vomit drafts are a secret weapon when it's time to start writing your script or novel or comic or speech, literally anything. And you should always do one before grinding out that first official draft. But isn't a vomit draft still a first draft? Hey, shut up. And no, not to me. If your first draft is level 1, then vomit drafts are level 0. Actually, they're level -1. It's imaginary, it's fugazi, it's fairy dust. One day I realized how great it is to write a vomit draft before anything else, and it has had an absolute death grip on my writing process ever since. It'll make your first draft even stronger compared to if you just started writing from there. I even started using the vomit draft approach in a way more extreme measure that has been incredibly beneficial for a new series that I've been developing. I'll share more about it at the end of this video. So before I picked up vomit drafts in my earlier writing days, I'd spend a lot of time trying to make that first draft an outstanding read. Newsflash, it never was. Back to you. I would have all my notes perfected, the beat sheet laid out immaculately. Hell, I'd sometimes even churn out a nice ass treatment to make transferring things to the script even more of a breeze. It's one thing to have the blueprints. Converting them to an actual story though, that can get tough. So why do we get so hung up on making that first execution perfect, even though it's going to be reduced to atoms and revised probably 3 to 6 more times? Because it's the first introduction, the real tangible piece of your idea that someone could actually hold and read. But after all that prep and time, the draft still ends up being an absolute dumpster fire. When I'm in vomit draft mode, the writing is a blur. It's almost a speed run to finish the story as fast but as efficiently as possible. You don't think to yourself in the middle of an actual puke about what you could be doing differently. You're just doing it, buddy. And if the first draft or vomit draft is going to need serious revision work anyways, wouldn't you rather just get it all on the page quicker so you have more time and energy to improve it moving forward? Because as writers, especially in the early phases, the name of the game is to get the story written. No more keeping it hostage in your brain or in your notes or just as a concept you keep telling your friends like, I have this really cool idea for a story, then get it written, my guy. This is the first pro. Vomit drafts speed up the process and make you just get the story down, no matter how bad. At the end of the day, I'm sure a lot of writers would kill to have some sort of draft in their hands quicker so they can get to work tweaking it rather than being stuck in the second act of their first draft because they've been self-editing as they go. You tell me if I'm wrong though. So maybe that first point tickled you a bit and you're actually open to getting the story on the page quicker. So you start writing away at breakneck speed, barely even thinking about the repercussions of your heinously sloppy writing. But now you reach a scene that you've been neglecting and fleshing out, for shame. I'm someone that really knows some parts of my story, like down to the emotion and dialogue, and then there's other parts I have an idea of, but they're underdeveloped as fuck. With a vomit draft, it doesn't matter what scenes are more developed than others. You get it all on the page. When I hit a scene I haven't quite figured out yet, I do one of 2 things. Number 1, vomit it out as best as I can. If I improv on the fly, I may not know exactly what I'm trying to write, but just keep the momentum of your spew going and don't let it stop. You're going to overhaul a lot of this anyways, so why eat up time in this very moment to make sure that stumper of a scene works perfectly right now? Number 2, skip the scene.
I'm dead ass.
If I'm skipping over a scene, I'll write scene where XYZ and just keep things going. It may or may not skew the flow or the page count when I reach the end, but it's a vomit draft. I'm going back to fix up everything anyways. Vomit drafts get those stronger or favorite scenes written down ASAP, and neglected scenes can suddenly move into the imagination and get the proper attention that they need. A vomit draft can also show you that just the whole thing needs work. Well, yeah, you just hurled it all over the page. Of course it needs work. But now that it's all in front of you, as vommy and terrible as it is, can you see it working? Or did vomming it make you realize that it needs a complete overhaul? You might argue that this is working backwards. Just put a little more time and care into the first draft before coming to this realization. Sounds to me like you would have came to this realization either way.
Checkmate.
All that time making everything fit into place just how you want it, only to look at it a month later and go, damn, this needs some work. Thanks to vomit drafts, you can get that glass-shattering realization started way earlier. You might handle feedback or criticism with a sunken cost fallacy. You worked so hard on that draft that the thought of making any major tweaks feels impossible without tearing down the entire tower. I believe vomit drafts help you think about those notes and feedback that you received a little more logically. I've written vomit drafts where I was pretty confident in the idea or the character dynamics or something. And then later on, I take a look at that draft and I can be honest with myself on what needs to be scrapped or changed for the next revision. I'm in love with what I wrote, sure, but I'm also aware that it's vomit, and it can't stay as vomit. So in order to mop this mess up, I'm more open to being critical and making those bigger changes. So if you've been struggling to pump out a lot of pages, or struggling to see some big progress in your story development, it might be time to let the heartburn rise and vomit out a draft instead. Not only will you be getting it all on the page quickly, you'll be able to look at your rough story with a bird's eye view and see which scenes need more attention. And in that same vein, you know the rushed execution needs work, so you're not even afraid to seriously rethink or redo parts of your story altogether in order to make sure that the next version is even better than the last. So how extreme did I get with this vomit draft method? I've been creating a comedy fantasy series where, as of now, every episode only exists as a vomit draft, and it has been the greatest thing for its overall development. At first, I wrote the pilot episode and spent a couple months rewriting it into multiple drafts with little to no progress in comedy, characters, and overall vibe of the story. So I tried something different. I plan and beat sheet an episode, vomit draft it all onto the page, and then immediately move on to the next episode. I've done this over and over and just finished the 10th episode, which is also the finale of the first season of my series. Now I'm going back to episode 1 to truly start cleaning everything up. This vomit draft method has improved my writing and created a stronger story because 1, it's gotten all my episode ideas onto the page. They're out of my head. I can see how they work, and I can brainstorm improvements as I continue to vom out other episodes. Number 2, vomming a 10 episode season let me get comfortable with my world, tone of the series, and character voices to the point where finally going back to the beginning will make everything feel stronger and more unified. Number 3, powering through to the next episode without stopping to think how the previous vom draft can be improved has made writer's block like non-existent. I'm always on the move and putting my creative eggs into the next episode's basket. When I do go back to reread old episodes with fresh eyes, I'll not only have a better sense of the story and where it's going, I'll have a bunch of new and improved ideas that I would have never thought of if I had just stayed put in one area for too long. Vomit drafts really help me keep writer's block at bay and write an entire season of something, even if it is just all vomit. But there are still a bunch of ways writer's block can sneak up on you. So check out the video in my outro to help you overcome some of those other hurdles. Otherwise, you might just get so sick of your idea, that'd be a horrible way to end the video.